Hello, welcome back to the stream. We are going to continue with what we worked on yesterday. We are working on our app, and this app allows people to keep various elements effectively well in various locations and be able to remember them. Now, for the past days, we've been working on our onboarding screen. The reason as to why we've taken time on this onboarding screen is because there are different kinds of elements that we have on the onboarding screen, but the onboarding process is one of the most important processes that you're going to have on any app. Why is it very important? It is important to work on the onboarding screens and make sure that you fully align each and every screen with your value proposition, because if you set your value proposition right in the onboarding process, at the end of the onboarding process, you're going to make an offer, you're going to make an ask. In other words, you're going to slap the clients with a paywall, and you want them to get to see your paywall after they have understood fully what your app effectively does. And we've worked on multiple screens on this app. As I'm going through them, you can be able to see them. We've worked on various scripts, and each and every step, the way we've set it out, the animations, the texts, they are all geared to allow the user understand more of the app, but even to allow us prepare them much more better, and for them to really grow trust in what the app does and get to understand that this is the app that is really going to effectively work for them in as far as the challenge they might be having is concerned and what that particular app solves. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe, because when you subscribe, you keep me accountable. You're joining this community. We already have a community of over 2,000 people who are following this. Each and every stream that we are going to make, we are going to make it much more better, and the learning experience is going to keep on growing and growing and growing. So if you love the content that I do, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe, and that is something that I feel it's the freest thing that you can be able to do for me on my journey to hit $500,000. Remember, the $500,000 we're going to create different kinds of mobile apps that we are creating and web apps to be able to hit that figure. So if you want to be a part of the journey, please subscribe. And I believe when you're part of the journey, in the process you're going to learn, because the process is as important as the product. So if you want to be a part of this process, I'm going to call upon you again. Please like the video, subscribe, ask questions, you can comment, you can ask questions, each and everything that you would love to really inquire from me as I live stream. So let's get to this.
Exactly where I stood, no shortcuts to the summit of the canopy. The sky is the only thing that can handle me. A centipede past the logic of the common ground, silent as a seed making a holy sound. It's the climb through the grime to the light.
So we're going to start. But the most important thing is for you to fully get to follow along and get to share and be a part of this journey, because I believe a journey that is done by one person is not really worth it. But if you are onto a journey that is really shaped by different kinds of people in different areas, that is a much more better and rewarding journey. So this is where we are. Yesterday we created this screen, and we also worked on this one. This one is the screen I believe that we last worked on yesterday. It's a screen that allows users to confirm that they have given in their commitment to stay organized. Remember, our app helps them to stay organized and be able to remember all the different kinds of items. So they click it, and as they click it, we've added different colors to make it much more better. But most importantly, we've added a counter that we believe also is important in this process. So today we are going to work on this particular screen. So let's continue. We're going to work on this screen. First of all, we are going to change the background color, which is quite important. So let's put in the request. It is screen 20, 20 of 24. We are nearly finishing up the onboarding process, and after we finish up the onboarding process, definitely we are going to jump and work on refining the post onboarding screens. We've already set them up, so after that we are just going to jump and be able to work on those also effectively well. So let's first of all tag it. It is screen 20. Call it personal promise, which is quite good. Let's put in our request. So we're going to change the background look of this particular screen. Currently it's in the dark mode, so we want to refine it. I want you to look at this screen and use it as a reference screen. So let's use the testimony as the reference screen. So use the testimonial screen as a reference screen in terms of refining the background color for these particular screens. And when it comes to the colors of the fonts and colors of the buttons and all other elements, refer to what the testimonial screen uses and be able to refine this particular screen. That means you're not going to tamper with different elements of this screen. You're just going to refine the background color of these particular screens. Now when it comes to the text, I'm committing to keeping my life organized. I want you to reposition this text and align it in the center from the right to the left. When it comes to the signature icon, currently we have a pen-like icon. We are going to replace that. I'm going to give you an image that we can use to replace that effectively well. So let's go here.
Resilience in the DNA need. No more running from it, facing every single ghost. Success is a lonely hill, but I brought the whole tribe.
I want us to go to Pinterest. Meanwhile, as it's loading, let's go to Pinterest.
Heavy bass, keep the movement steady. Never forget the source. Roots deep in the mud.
So let's go to Pinterest. I want to see something because I want to get a reference design for this icon, because currently it's a signature kind of screen that reinforces someone to be able to make commitment even before they get to the real functionality screens, which is quite engaging, because by the time they reach the paywall, you want them to be fully engaged. You want them to have taken action and have put in something, and they would feel like this is something that they would love to continue and check out if they are looking to organize their lives. And for that, what we are going to have, I want to have this screen loaded and get samples of various icons, And I believe these samples are going to work out right. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and be able to join this effectively well. I want to get some access to some icons, which is quite important. So let me get them, and we can be able to get some other variations. What I'm looking at is maybe making an animation out of this, because currently this icon that I have is it's good, but it's not something that is quite inviting. I want something different. You know, when you're working with screens, you need to have that kind of creativity, because if you create screens and you just put them out there, you would want to have something that appeals to you as a person. If it doesn't appeal to you as a person, then that means there are higher chances that it may not appeal to the people that you're targeting as your target audience. So you need to ensure that as you are creating each and everything, whatever you choose in terms of how you're going to represent your information on each and every screen is quite compelling and calling. So let's save this. Let me save it. Let's go back. I want to use this particular icon. It's for a pen, but at least it's quite good. Let's yes, I have it, so I'm going to add it here. When it comes to the icon, I've attached a reference image. I want you to clone that particular icon over the pen, but with some writing that is in calligraphy format. I would want you to animate that. If it's animated, it's going to really come out in the way that we want it to be able to engage the clients for them to make this commitment. So I want you to animate it with this pen moving, and as it moves, this calligraphic kind of writing is wrote in terms of a signature form. So that is further going to reinforce the mind of the user that they need to write their name or sign in order to further cement their commitment to use our app. So let's reference our master prompt. So please, can you rewrite this particular request using the prompt structure that we have in the master prompt, and ensure that each and every logic and functionality that is requested is outlined very well in the way it has been requested in the master prompt. Let's reference our other documents. These are very important because they help us to, these documents are very, very important. They help us to ensure that we have consistency in how we approach each and everything in our app, in terms of the colors, in terms of the fonts, in terms of the themes, the UI themes, and each and everything. So we've already set up these documents. They help us for each and every document. We rewrite it using our master prompt structure. We have a prompt structure, and for each and every document we attach these documents because they are important. They help the agent to know the parameters in which it is going to operate as it is working on this particular request in our app. And so now for this particular request, I want you to ensure that when you create the implementation plan, the rules that are in these documents regarding what must be followed when we are creating any element in our app are followed effectively well. So that means the app is going to include, rather the implementation plan is going to include these rules noted out very well, the way they are supposed to be highlighted in that implementation plan. I will look at it and then we shall be able to make these refinements. Well, so let's go for this one. First of all, there are several changes that we are working on. We are changing the background color. We are realigning the text, which is this text that I'm committing to keeping my life organized. We are realigning it to the center from the right to the left, but we are also using another icon for which I've given the reference, and we are animating each and everything. Sometimes when you don't do this for screens, and screens are quite boring, someone may not even get through your onboarding process because they feel like it's quite boring. If it's lengthy, then you have to keep it engaging up to the end when you're going to make the ask, which is important because you would want people to pay the subscriptions for your app, as it's going to enable them to use your app. But in other words, it's also going to enable you grow your revenue. So the way you grow your revenue, it is to psychologically make people understand that they need your app. And the way you do that, it is through the onboarding process. So that is quite important. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe, because when you subscribe, you join our community, you keep me accountable, but most importantly, you give me the vigor to continue working on even more products, which is quite very amazing for me. So if you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe, and thank you for that. Thank you for always watching. This channel is mostly reaching out to different kinds of people across the world, and I love the support that you really are giving me to grow into this journey confidently, and I assure you that I'm going to keep on doing more content that is quite beneficial and relevant to this particular topic of ours of using Vibe coding tools to be able to make over $500,000. I want to showcase this process because when I showcase it, it's going to really cement that it's quite doable for someone to build out these products. It's not something that is quite difficult. It's not rocket science. That is the reason that's why I'm showcasing each and every process, and I don't want to keep for each and every knowledge that I really know about creating apps. I'm going to reveal it here. It is for you to try out. It is for you to take, which is quite the personal effort that you will just put in to be able to experiment with whatever I get to showcase. For the people who really are doing this at an advanced level, who are already using these tools, it will be very much good if you go in the comment section and you get to share how do you do it, how do you approach things, how do you get the best results when you're prompting, how do you deal with these tools as you are creating various web apps and mobile apps. So that would be really much more appreciated. So we've received the implementation plan, and now I've allowed the agent to proceed. It's proceeding with making these changes, and we are going to look at them and how they unfold. One thing that I notice every time that I get to interface with these tools is that one of the most important things is to fully give an extensive description. When you look at our prompts, they are quite extensive. They are quite extensive. We give as much detail as it is required for the agent to fully understand what you are working on. But remember, you've already set out some functionalities. You wouldn't want to blow them up, and that is why you need these prompts to be as detailed and as expressive as possible for the agent to fully understand what you're working with. So what down, and that is what it is doing. It has animated the process, but I believe we are going to add on something. The animation has to happen in a form of a loop. The loop allows us to fully get to understand that if someone is on this screen and they are taking an extensive time when they have not yet decided what to do, they need to be able to see this handwriting in the loop, and if they get to write their name and commit, then they'll be able to go to the next step, which is also quite amazing. The reason that's why we're including these kinds of micro interactions, one of the things when you look at most of the apps that are really thriving, they have these micro interactions mostly before and sometimes after an action happens. The reason that's why they have these micro interactions is because they need the users to fully engage in the process. It is very much psychological when you're dealing with these screens. So the more you get to fully understand what psychological nudge you're triggering when you're creating a certain screen, the more you're going to trigger even more people to use the app, which is quite interesting for me. I believe that's one of the things that is quite good when you're working with these tools. So we already have that animation, and what we are going to wait for, it's for the agent to complete. I believe we can include a loop. We can include a loop, and also if it's possible to have this loop play right after the end of the writing, at the end of at the completion of the text, when that animation happens. At first, when they navigate to the screen, I believe you can be able to add in a loop, and that loop will play until when the person will write in their name and maybe proceed to the next screen, which is quite also good. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. When you subscribe, you are becoming part of our community, and our community, one of the most important things here, it is to allow you to see me vibe code tools live. I'm not going to I'm not just going to give you prompts and tell you go and try out that prompt. I'm going to do whatever I'm doing when you're seeing. So you learn. If it is for the references, you learn. If it is for something that you are going to be able to refine, you're going to learn about that in a much more better way. So I think it's a finished loop, because the loop is very important. Let's add this. So now, thank you so much for that initial work that you did. The animation was quite set out very well. It is visible. But what I wanted us to create a loop when it comes to that animation. I wanted the animation to play over and over and over. As long as this person is still on the screen, I want this animation to be playing over and over. So if you can add that particular detail to this particular screen, which is the personal promise screen, then it's going to even get much more better to further signify that the users needs to commit to organizing their lives, which will be an added advantage when we get further to the later stages where they are going to commit financially to make their subscription and be able to pay for our app. So please add in that particular detail on this screen. So let's add in that particular detail on the screen, which is quite good. So let's continue to work on that. And then if we add the loop is going to allow us to fully leverage the power of animations, but also further nudge the minds of the users to know that they can go forward when it comes to this particular element. So it's working to make that refinement. I believe after that refinement we are going to continue, because for this screen it's simple. You come here, it's either you're going to include your name, So let's say you've included your name. So when you include your name, you can be able to go to the next screen. But the way we are designing it, we are adding the loop when it comes to the writing animation. Okay, a little bit here, and check out this one. So that's it. That is what we wanted. We wanted that animation to keep on playing. If it's playing, then it's going to further nudge the users to want to commit to this process. So let's continue. So we have this screen. It's quite static, but I believe we can add an element that is like a congratulatory kind of animation for this screen, for them to know that they have gone through the process and now they are ready to make a change. So let's go here and get success UI animation mobile. So let's look for another animation. Yes, we have this, but I believe we can be able to animate and get something that is even quite good when it comes to the animations, because what we have currently, it's good, but it's not more appealing. And remember, for each and every app that you are making, you are creating it for users, you are not creating it for yourself. So you always want it to come out in a way that is quite appealing and good. That is, it's a roller coaster for the users. Let's go here. First of all, refresh this screen and try to make the initial refinement, which is 21 of 24. 21 is the momentum screen. So for this particular screen, we are going to refine a little bit of the screen. What we are going to refine, given that it is the momentum screen that gets people to know that they have gone through the onboarding process, now they are set to continue with the rest of the remaining screens in the process. We need to animate first of all by the use of congratulatory kind of icons that are animated. So for us to be able to see this success icon that is in the blue, that is set out in the and every icon that we have on the app, we are going to use icons first of all that signify various items that are stored, kinds of colors, normal colors, and we're going to animate them. They are the ones that should be animated to signify that the user is now ready to be able to keep these things. So that means this tick like kind of icon should appear after the animation, which is coming mostly with the dynamic and beautiful display of icons that we are going to add.
I'ma see my levels now. Joy come like morning sun. Yeah. We the chop life every day. My race.
So let's try to maybe get some icons. If it's taking too long, then we can be able to make our faster refinement and get to check it out. So you're going to rewrite this particular request using the master prompt structure and ensure that each and every instruction is included in our implementation plan that you're going to restructure. So let's also reference our documents. These are very, very important because when I reference them, it's something that allows us to have consistency. So now for the cases of consistency, I want you to ensure that the rules that are laid out in these 3 documents that have referenced the skills, the front skills, and the themes are effectively and religiously followed when you're creating the implementation plan. Provide for me that plan. I'm going to look into it. We make the refinements that are required for this screen. So let's continue. I'm going to urge the people who have not yet subscribed to please subscribe so that you can be able to join this particular channel and support the journey very well.
One people, one people, lifting, yeah. Always up, no stopping, no stopping.
So let's continue. I get to see. So what we are trying to add, we are trying to add the animation because the animations are quite important. You want users to fully get to sink into whatever they are. So you want them to fully understand what the app is all about, and one of the things that we use is the micro interactions. That's why I've tried for each and every screen at least to have a particular micro interaction and ensure that it's set up very well to match with that particular functionality. Sometimes you don't have these ideas when you're creating the screens firsthand, but you're going to fully get to lay it out in a much more better way when you are you are fully going through the process, because that is quite important. So let's continue and look at how these changes are going to evolve. So what we want to add animations to the app, and also re-emphasize that when it comes to this screen, users get to understand that they are now ready to go to the next step. They have gone through their onboarding process. They have given their information, which is quite reassuring to any user as they get to use any app, because they would feel understood in that kind of process. That is one of the importances of setting up an onboarding process. So now we have the implementation screen. Let's proceed. We are going to allow this to proceed and be able to create various elements that are in our implementation plan. We are looking mostly at the animation part of the implementation plan. So let's see how the agent is going to approach this and how it's going to lay it out in a much more better way. So let's continue, and we will look at how the results are unfolding, and shall be able to review them. So it has been animated, but I believe what we can further re-emphasize when it comes to the icons. So now the animation has been set up very well. I like it. What we are going to do, we are going to ensure that these icons they are animated in exactly the same very way, but when they are laid out, they should be a bit spread out, and they shouldn't be stuck beneath the circular element, which is the tick element. But also when it comes to these icons, I want you to look at the icons, the type of icons that we have on our previous screens, where we have icons with very good different kinds of bright colors, but also icons that are quite 3D icons, 3D icons that are looking quite good. We can be able, I believe we can be able to get better icons, but most importantly, we can, when they are animated, they can be spread out so that they don't affect this tick icon that is in the middle. Also for the tick icon, you can use a 3D icon which is quite much more better and much more good looking than what we have. So that is the particular kind of refinement that you're going to make for this particular screen. Let's work on that. And so let's work on that. The animations are quite good, but I feel like the icons are still lacking, so we can even have much more better icons. Even for the colors, they can be bright enough, and also for the end to change the blue color, which is currently blue. But let's first of all work on these ones that we have to make out even better icons. And after that we shall look at how it comes out. For the people who have not yet subscribed, please, I'm going to request you to subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to join our journey. It's an amazing journey where we are anticipating to hit, going to get this money from, you're going to get to see them. So if you want to be a part of this process, please subscribe. So let's wait. Still working on our latest request. We're going to wait out for that. So let's I think it has finished, but we still have an error. We have errors here. Let's send them to the agent and put in a request to refine them. So when we are working on the latest refinements, we are receiving these errors. Please look into them and be able to work on them and debug each and every error that we are getting without distorting the functionality that we've set up for this latest requested changes, but also for this particular screen that we are working on and the entire app. So let's first of all accept this, and let's go with working on this. Let's continue with making that refinement, and after, I believe you're going to view this animation even in a much more better way. I'm thinking of changing this blue color over the circular of the circular card to black, because it's quite it's good, but I feel like it's kind of off, given that we have a black button. So I'm contemplating changing it but definitely I first of all want to see how these elements come up. That is something good. So let's go back to let's first of all go back to this screen and be able to go forward. That is awesome. That is amazing. I love how it's coming out. I love how it's coming out with the blue in the middle. The blue in the middle. So it is quite good. I love how it has been set out. Let me retry this animation once again, and I see if I can maybe make a change to it. I believe it's good. I wanted to make a change to it, but I believe it's quite good. So we can continue to another screen. I'm going to call upon the people who have not yet subscribed to subscribe, because I believe this process is quite great and important as we proceed to refine other elements. So now for this screen, I don't see a lot of things that we are going to make changes to. It is quite good, but we can refine the text, the header text, which is the everything you get with the Kept Pro. That one you can be able to refine it and put it in the center. So someone is saying they got an offer in an e-commerce store, and they wanted to get suggestions on what they can use as their tech stack. And they created their first elements using their first landing pages using OpenClaw. What I can advise is mostly you could if you got your job, when it comes to what they have given you, for any task at hand, you would want to look at the requirements for that particular task. And what I use mostly, to me, it is ensuring that I first of all understand the expectations of the client, and after understanding the expectations of the client, then from that point I can be able to go forward and make suggestions of the tech stack that is going to apply. There are certain elements that you would want to build out when you're using something like, let's say, React or Next.js when you're working on web apps, but there are certain elements that are going to need you to use Python when you're working on mobile apps. Sometimes when you're creating an app, there are certain kinds of apps that are really going to come out when you're using Swift, but sometimes you would want to use something like a React Native, like the one I'm using currently for the app, because you want to write a single code base and be able to apply it both to the iOS store and Google Play Store. So it depends on the particular kind of project that you're going to work at, and what the client expects, and what kind of framework is really going to work in that sense. Because if you have the tools and you can be able to let the tools guide you, even when you don't know the framework, you can even start with a smaller project, which is not really what you're going to work on, and get the tools to guide you. And you say, just build me a 3-page screen. I want to look at it. I want to get familiar with the code itself. Is it related to the tech stack? I know it makes the process even much more better. So that is what I can advise, in that it is to fully get to understand, first of all, what they expect from you, and then from there, what tech stacks do they use. Then you familiarize yourself you take baby steps to familiarize yourself with those stacks, if you already know them, like what you're already using, to even get better in them in whatever you are approaching, or the task at hand. So let's refine this screen. We are not going to include a lot on this screen. It's 22 of 24. Okay, it is 22 value summary. So it is the value summary screen. Okay, let's so now for this screen, what you're going to do, this screen, we are just going to make a few refinements. We are going to align the header text and push it in the center, and align it from the right to the left in the center. Also for the text that are most different kinds of text that are below, which are highlighting the features that we have, we are also going to align them in the center, from the right to the left. And for the professional grade card, we are going to use glass morph to ensure that we change the look of that card, but also we are going to uplift it from the ground and increase on its shadow effects to ensure that it's clearly visible in a way that it is separated from the main background, and it is also visually appealing using its glass morphic effects. So those are the preliminary changes that you're going to make on this particular screen. Now for this particular request, let's realign the request using our master prompt structure and ensure that each and every element that is requested and logic are included in that master prompt that you're going to provide in the implementation plan. So let's reference these documents. They are quite important in our, because we have three documents: the skills document, which entails the whole tech stack that we have and the various elements that we are supposed to follow, then mostly for the UI. And then we have the themes. The themes is mostly for things like fonts, the fonts that we are using, the colors, the light and dark mode, which are quite important. So we would want to have the same kind of elements and consistency across the app. That is why we have them set out very well. So now when it comes to you creating the implementation plan, ensure that the rules that are set out in the screen. So let's work on that and wait for the responses. Let's continue.
Gray slabs, trap the heat. Boots crunch on broken glass bits. Keep the mind sharp, cold blade style. Scavengers hunt where the metal pipes rust. Industry vultures circling the block. I maintain a stance, feet planted deep. Brick walls talk, but I don't listen. Mathematics of the gutter calculate the risk. Sharp focus in a blurry zone. Hold the vision tight, don't let it slip. Timberland prints in the
So let's not rolling. We're going to take it a little bit of notch back and we resubmit.
Every breath is a heavy weight. Stay awake, no rest for the woke soul. Translate the pain into a higher code. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Great slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. Hardcore rhythms for the enlightened few. Reject the fake, the shiny, the new. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Black ink bleeding on the page tonight. No soft edges, only jagged lines. Building a temple in the ruins of time. They sell out for $1 in a name. I remain solid, immune to the game. Crushing the weak flows with a heavy palm. Eye of the storm, I remain a calm. esoteric thoughts in a crude space. Look at the grit on the city's face. Ancestors watching through the grind.
So let's continue to
I manifest the truth one bar at a time. Dismantle the lies with a surgical strike. This is the life that the warriors like. The mind's a weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. The heavens rotate. Warriors. Stay focused. Maintain the signs. Waiting this up, energy high. All the levels don't change. No be beams, we they fly. We only look at the sky. Burn like fire, no be beams. Everything sets, we they win. Lift your hands, touch the top. Feel the heat. Never stop. Chop life, giant, we don't arrive. Love drum, make we come alive. Love drum, jump, make we come alive.
So let's continue with these refinements.
Money talk, we know they cap. Shake way for heart, we the top. Best say we move.
And look at how they are going to
Feeling always last. Always last. Always last. Burn like fire, no be beams. Everything sets, we they win. Leap, never stop. Chop life, giant, we don't arrive. Love drum, make we come alive. Love drum, jump, make we come alive. Alive, make we come alive. No be play, we be stone. King of the street on the throne. We body, higher we go. Jump life, giant, we don't arrive. Love drum, make we come alive. Love drum, jump, make we come alive. Alive, make we come alive. Jump life, we don't arrive. Alive. Everything's soft. And
So let's continue. So let's try to change to another model and look at what it's doing.
I see the way you move for this song. Market people they shout my name more, but I only see your face, my lady. Only you. Make we bargain, make we talk. Talk to me. Your matter don't occupy my head, oh.
Remember, what you're looking to do is to ensure that our texts are aligned, and we include a glassomorphic
For the shade, silk dress yellow like ripe plantain.
effect to the professional grade card,
Just the price, the dry fish. I stand there like person we lost.
which is going to transform what we view
Baby, tell me your last price.
when it comes to
I see the way you move for this song. Market people they
our
shout
app.
my name more,
So the agent is taking out some time, but I know it's going to work on it effectively well.
I get the cash, I get the grace, no be smart in I carry for pocket. Wait. I know be dead, I be walker. I pay the price.
So let's keep on working on that, and we're going to review it.
I see the way you move for this song. Market people they shout my name, oh, but I only see your face, my lane occupy my head, oh. Price no be the issue, just talk to me. Lagos market too loud, but your voice be like song, Last price, yeah.
Sí, mantén esa energía justo ahí. La cima nos espera. Vamos. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes.
Get this because it's becoming non-responsive. I think it has responded. The agent was taking out some time, but I think it has responded. We want to see how it's going to play out, and then we shall evaluate what has been done.
El camino fue duro, pero aquí estamos. Visión clara, lo que tanto buscamos. Me gusta cómo vibra esta realidad. Mirando al frente con seguridad. Buscando la gloria que el mundo envidie. Mis pasos firmes toco la grandeza. Esta es la meta.
So let's wait for what is going to be refined.
Lo logré. Sí.
It's working on our implementation plan. Remember, for each and every task, we always use an implementation plan, which is a better practice. You wouldn't want the agent to just attempt and work on your and make refinements to your code base without having the implementation plan. So the implementation plan helps in the process of prepping the agent to know what it is supposed to work on when it comes to your app, and that is quite a better practice. So I'm going to order it to proceed. Then we will effectively review what has been
Pequeño, dueños del triunfo, dueños del empeño. Se ve tan claro bajo el cielo azul. Todo es victoria con fuerza y virtud. Olvida los miedos quedaron atrás. Mi fe es roca, mi aliento es victoria. Dando el
Yes, it has created the card, but the card is not looking good.
nuestra la historia. Más alto que el sol. Ganando el lugar. No
It is not looking good at all.
somos libres.
I think it comes to the background
No me detengas. Siente el impulso de
color.
llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser.
So let's look at
Bajo las nubes,
the glass Morphic cards.
el fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer.
UI, because at least
Así mismo.
what we have, yes, the agent made our first attempt, but it was not able to fully give us what we want in terms of the glass Morphic card that we want. I think the glassmorphic kind of cards that we want, they need to look a bit like this. So let's save this style of glassmorphic cards. You can also get another reference. This is also good, something like this. Something like this can work. Let's also get this as a reference. I'm further going to get just one other reference. That's why you need a reference elements, because it's because you want something that is going to be quite appealing to people who are using these screens, and that means you need to go an extra mile to be creative. When it comes to the element you have to work with. So I think we have enough references. I'm going to pick one we try, because the current one is not appealing at all. This is the card that we need to refine. The screens that we have are not appealing at all. Let's try this first of all. I believe it can turn out to be one of the best cards that we have here. Now, when it comes to the Glassmorphic Pro card, what you've given me currently, design-wise, it's not looking good. It's good for, I can say, something to start with, but it's not appealing. So I want you to look at the reference image that I've attached. Look at the reference image, and from the reference image I want you to clone the exact kind of design feel that we have in the reference image for us to be able to use it and create a Glassmorphic professional grade card that has that same kind of feel like what you see in the reference image. When it comes to the list of the features that we have on this app, which is elements that are above the professional grade card, you need to ensure that even when they are in the middle, the tick like black icons are in the same column. They should be in the same line, and then from there the text should be written for moving from the right to the left as they are. So you need to refine that when it comes to these elements in terms of how they are laid out, to have uniformity where these tick icons that appear before the text are in the same column, same line, and also work on the transformation of the Glassmorphic card. Can you please work on those refinements and ensure that as you are working on the refinements, do not tamper with the elements that you've already set out in our screen. So let's make those refinements. I'm going to call upon the people who have not yet subscribed. Should you please feel like it is very important to join our journey, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to hold me accountable on this journey that I'm on to hit $500,000. But more importantly, I believe that we are going to grow as a community in terms of further understanding how we can be able to use Vibe when you're building out various profit generating apps, and how do we get to go about that process. What are the psychological requirements that we need to use when we are creating screen for users, because we are building out for other people who are going to use these products because they have a problem to solve. So how do we get to solve these problems and them to feel even much more better throughout the process when they are using our apps? So that is what we are going to showcase, and I believe that is what you're going to learn from when you subscribe. So please subscribe to this particular channel. Thank you. So we are refining a little bit of the elements. These elements are not in a single line. We need, even when they are in the middle, we need to align them at least in the single line. That would be a better kind of practice. Also, this Glassmorphic effect, we need to work on it. So now the agent is working on an implementation plan. We are going to review what it's going to implement. After the review, I'm going to give permission to proceed, and we make these particular refinements.
Grenades hidden in the gifted bags from Paris. Artillery strikes hitting the penthouse balconies on the silk that never come out. Clean it up. A massacre happened in the master suite. I just bought a new house to forget. Heavy head resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still with it. Managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax on the crown. Victory tastes like cold iron and vintage wine. The cost of the throne. Sipping aged scotch to drown the sirens. Body count is high in the mental ledger. Check the math. Cook the bitterness in a copper pot. Served it cold to the ghosts in the cellar every nightmare. Bought a new acre of land. Iron in the blood, but platinum on the neck. Heavyweight.
So let's go back.
The interior is red like the battlefield.
I think I need for it to know the screen that it is modifying, because that is quite important.
Resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning. Managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax on the crown. Victory tastes like cold iron and vintage wine. The cost of the throne. Ran brand in the panic into a global empire. Stitch the open wounds with pure gold thread. Medals on the chest of a haunted man. Salute the survivor. The war is quiet, but the rent is high. Built a fortress out of broken glass. No surrender in the middle of the luxury. Never fold. I own the demons that used to own me. Now they work the door at the party. The war never ends, it just gets more expensive. Sign the check. Good.
So let's value. So I want you to know when it comes to the visuals, for you to further understand what you're working on
The ledger, the price.
and be able to refine it.
Custom armor hidden under the ostrich skin coat. Front lines in the lobby of the Plaza Hotel. Mental state like a cracked marble floor. Walking over glass and $6,000 loafers. Watch your step. Grenades hidden in the gifted bags from Paris. Artillery strikes hitting the penthouse balcony. Survival
So let's
is the
proceed.
only brand I truly wear. Stains on the silk that never come out. Clean it up. A massacre happened in the master suite. I just bought a new house to forget. Heavy head resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning.
Remember what you're working on. We are refining this value summary
The trauma
screen to ensure that these elements
victory tastes like cold iron.
at least are aligned
The cost of the throne.
on the same line from for this glassmorphic
Check the math.
card to
Cook the bitterness.
make it much
Served it cold to the ghosts in the
more
cellar.
better.
Every nightmare bought a new acre of land. Iron in
That's
the
why
blood,
we've
but
added a
platinum on
reference
the
screen
neck.
to
Heavyweight.
try and get to revamp the look of this card.
A general of a ghost battalion suits. The interior is red like the battlefield. 12-cylinder engine screaming louder than the voices. I trade my peace for a
Yes, it
higher
was
profit
created,
margin.
but it's quite
Resting on a silk pillowcase.
huge.
Stars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning. Drama is just a tax on the crown.
I think we are going to
Tastes like cold iron and vintage wine.
decrease on the height of this professional grade card.
Panic into a global empire. Stitch the open wounds with pure gold thread. Medals on the chest of a haunted miver.
I think what we forgot when you look at the reference image, it's a glassmorphic card, but it also has some blurry effects when it comes to
Party, the war never ends.
the elements that are there. Also, the glassmorphic effect includes
Sign the check. We good.
a realistic image. So if we are maybe able to nail the reprompting. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and follow the journey.
Hitting the paint. Keeping my cool.
Subscribe and follow the journey. It's very important
Hydraulics do the talking for me.
because whenever you subscribe, you are
Sirens got loud.
joining our community.
Keep driving.
This is quite
My mama told me patience is a weapon. So I sharpen the blade and wait.
important.
Seen a photo.
Those few changes,
Red rags and blue flags in the rear view. But I'm colorblind to the
which is
pew.
amazing.
Another day seats all leather. Pressure makes diamonds, I'm just holding the weight. Smooth as the wax on a Sunday morning. Wait for it. Wait for it. Seen the homies.
So it has completed. Let's reprompt. So thank you for that refinement. You've created the professional grade card. However, we need to make these few changes. Currently, when I look at the professional grade card, it's not glassmorphic. So we need to ensure that the glassmorphic effect is maintained. I'm going to reshare the reference image so that you can look at it and how it's laid out. Also, when it comes to the reference image, we have a realistic image of a person. Now, also for this particular screen, we are going to add a realistic kind of image in this particular card. Also, in the reference image for the glassmorphic card, it has a blurry effect, mostly in the lower part of the when it comes to the text professional grade, you're going to put it on the same line. Currently it's using 2 lines. Put it on the same line and ensure that the lower part where there are texts, you use a blurry effect that is similar to what is in the reference image. Very well, look at it, visually study those elements and be able to incorporate into what we want for our app. So let's re-add this.
Internal climate shifting like a heavy-handed leader. The rain is just a lecture for the thirsty. I manifest the mercy when the sky gets murky. Gravity is a strategy to test my marrow.
So actually, when it comes to creating a realistic image, you may not even create a realistic image, but you may add some storage related animations with real products that people can store in various places like homes and at their offices, in their cars. You can add various animated elements and show that storage kind of animation with these elements being showcased very well in the card. I believe when we use these kinds of icons, it's going to make it even much more appealing for this particular card.
The wind is a critic, but the roots are a fact. Keeping my integrity and my soul intact. My canopy is wide, catching every vibration. A natural liberation for a tired nation. I calculate the patience in the rings of the wood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. No shortcuts to the summit of the canopy. The sky is the only thing that can handle me. Reaching out, ascending past the logic of the common ground. Silent as a seed, making a holy sound. Rise up, it's to climb through the grime to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weather in the season till the fruit is right. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. Just keep growing.
So what we're changing a lot of elements in this card. I want to have it transform because the current one that we have, it's not good.
The essence is eternal. Peace, manifest, one.
So let's wait for the refinement in terms of what you're working on, and then we can be able to evaluate that if it works out So let's look for other elements. What we have today is it's not appealing, it's not good.
Sonido de estática de vinilo y un bombo pesado. Sí, es el momento. Desde el asfalto hasta la cima. Scratches de DJ. Nací entre bloques de cemento gris, masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. No pedí permiso para entrar al juego. Cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuerza. Caminando sobre el vidrio roto del barrio, sin monedas pero con el hambre intacta, miraba hacia arriba, buscando el sol, mientras mis botas lanzada como cimiento, construyendo mi imperio sobre suelo inestable. La calle no perdona.
So I believe this card can be transformed. What we have is not good. I'm getting some reference.
Hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo, sin mirar atrás, haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba.
I'm trying to get some other references,
Mi disciplina es un arma cargada, entrenando el verso,
which is going to make it even much more.
dependo de la suerte ni el azar. Esto es matemática pura y sudor frío. Cada puerta cerrada fue un impulso nuevo, un motor rugiendo en mi pecho vacío. Me dijeron que no llegaría lejos, ahora ven mi sombra cubriendo su bloque. No uso joyas para brillar en la sombra. Mi valor se mide en golpes aguantados.
Which is quite good. We can also go to Super Wall. I believe we can be able to get some samples here of templates which you can use to pick various elements.
Mírame ahora, firme en la cumbre. El aire es fino, pero respiro victoria. No olvide el sabor de la escasez. Eso es lo que mantiene mi fuego vivo. Respeto ganado con sangre y rimas, sin vender el alma que convirtió el muro en puente. Pisando fuerte sobre la envidia ajena. Mi nombre retumba en los callejones viejos. Hice la caída, un salto eterno.
So let's wait for them to load out.
Se filtre, queda solo el bajo. Resiliencia pura, desde el barro hasta el trono. Cicatrices de oro.
The current elements are not as appealing as we would want them to. Yes, they're good, but the style is not good. So what I'm looking for,
I follow my own leg. No be person lead me go. Like water for the mountain. Like water for the mountain, yeah. See as I dey flow. The fire start to burn deep inside. The table start to turn from my side.
so what we are going to do, let's go back here.
Joy come like morning sun. We dey chop life every day. My race I don't win, I'm a winner. Oh, them say I no go make am, but my spirit ever
Mostly I believe that we can transform this card into a much more better looking card. Yes, I love the refinements that you've made, but it's still lacking to me.
Sweet life every day. No more walking for the dark. We just fly. Everything's soft now.
And so we can get something that is quite better. That one is good. But this one, also good. Let's go to this one. What I'm trying to change, I'm trying to get an illustration that is much more better than what we have here. I'm going to refine it. I believe this is the right image. Okay, we're going to use so this is the right reference element that we should use.
One people lifting, yeah.
Now for the professional grade card, I love the changes that you made, which are quite good, but they are not satisfactory. I want you to look at the layout of elements that we have on the reference image. The reference image has a stack of different kinds of cards, and for our particular app where we are building out an app that is helping people to store locations of various items, I believe we can use this particular card that we have on the reference page as a reference for those stacked items to recreate them into folder like elements, 3 elements in the card, and ensure that we animate that with various kinds of folders that are of various categories, storing different kinds of locations of different kinds of elements. So the animation can include different names of the categories that are quite revealed in sequences and in a continuous loop. But when it comes to the design of the folders, I want you to look at the similar kinds of designs, just like what you're getting from the reference images, and ensure that you can be able to replicate that with various colors. And I believe that is going to even make this professional grade card look much more better. When it comes to the texts are going to be below, and for the cards you're going to just include rather folder like out in a single row, coming up in the way that we would want them to pop up. Also for the card, I want you to ensure that we include a shadow effect that is going to uplift the card and ensure it's quite visible off the main screen. So those are the changes that you're going to make for this. Make them and then we shall review them effectively.
City posters beating our feet, moving so smooth, turning up the heat. The view below is just a blur of white. We own the roof, we own the whole damn night. You look so good in the silver light. Everything's fast, but we are doing it right. Forget the rest, they're watching from the side. Hop in the flow, enjoy the crazy ride. My skin is salt, your breath is on my neck. Giving you more than you could ever expect. What you expect? What you expect? Don't let go. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City posters beating our feet, moving so smooth, turning up the heat.
So let's make those refinements. Yes, it looks good, but to me, I believe we can make further
City posters beating our feet, moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Just like that.
changes to it, further re-emphasize the importance of our app, and from there we can
Sí. Mantén esa energía justo ahí.
look at those changes that will be made.
Vamos. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer.
Let's proceed.
Llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. El camino fue duro, pero aquí estamos. Visión clara, lo que tanto buscamos. Me gusta cómo vibra esta realidad. Mirando al frente con seguridad. Buscando la gloria que el mundo envidie. Mis pasos firmes, toco la grandeza. Esta es la meta que tengo en la cabeza.
So let's continue.
Sí, lo logré ya. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes,
I'm basically working on this professional grade card. I want to transform it.
subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Abajo todo es solo un
Ensure that it's whiter.
dueños del triunfo, dueños del empeño. Se ve tan claro bajo el cielo azul. Todo es victoria. con
It's
fuerza
transformed to a much more better
y los miedos quedaron atrás.
element.
Es roca, mi
So refinement has been made. Let's review what has been made.
entrando en la historia. Nuestra historia. Más alto que el sol. Ganando el lugar. No me detendré. Aquí somos libres. Tan libres. No me detengas. Siente el impulso de llegar al final.
So it is perfect.
Nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer.
It's perfect. I think it's
Check the frequency. Gray slabs trapped in
it's perfect. This is what I wanted.
glass bits. Keep the mind sharp. Cold blades.
So let's make just a few refinements.
Metal pipes rust. Industry vultures circling the block.
And so now what you're going to do, we are going to ensure that all the elements of the screen are pushed a bit up, so that the elements start all these elements start right below the onboarding progress bar. Also, what you are going to do, I want you to ensure that when it comes to the professional the card, which is the professional grade card that is below the animated elements that you've set up, I believe we can remove that. Also, for the animated cards, I believe we can slightly decrease on their height, and that is going to ensure that we can be able to view the button right below right. That means that we're going various card texts that are laid out, and those are the final refinements that we are going to make for this screen. Can we make them currently now?
Look at the grit on the city's face. Ancestors watching through the grind. I manifest as watching through grind. I manifest the truth one bar at a time.
So let's make that refinement.
With a surgical strike. This is the life that the warriors like. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate.
The animation has come out to be quite perfect. The reason that's why we want these animations is because definitely quite important for us to have all the elements laid out together. So all other elements have been moved. I think it's the button that is quite below. We are going to also keep on moving it up. So now what you are going to do currently, the button is way below from the elements that are above it. Let's decrease on the distance in between them. Let's fix that. So let's work on that and fix it. So I believe the card is coming out to be even and look even much more beautiful, which is quite good. We wanted these animations because we believe it's quite essential to have them and ensure they nudge the user further. I think we need to refine something on the animations currently. So the animated cards currently, when they spread out, they interfere in the space of let's say they are in the same line, but when they are animated, the elements on the in the vault card are interfering with the elements in the desk card, and they are interfering with the elements in the car box. So we need to ensure that this kind of animation, we have an animation where these elements do not spread out to interfere with the space of other elements. So let's work on that. Maybe we can increase on the size of these cards, but most importantly, to use a different kind of animation that shows this animation without these elements interfering into space of another kind of the elements from the vault should not interfere with the elements in the desk, and the elements in the desk should not interfere with the elements in the car box. So that is the little bit of the refinement that you're going to make. So this is what we had in terms of our reference, and these are the cards that we have. It's not bad, but it's interfering. Let's look at our card animations here.
Jumping fences when the lights flash. Just a slow creep through the neighborhood I built, keeping it 100 to the tank hits zero. We just riding. It's a long road, but the seats are leather. Pressure makes diamonds. I'm just holding the way. Smooth as the wax on a Sunday morning. We don't rush the wind.
So now we are going to decrease on the size of the cards, all of the cards under vault, desk, and car box, and this is going to allow us have this animation where when the cards are animated, they do not cover the text, which is the shareable location cards, which is just above them. So we are going to increase on their size. Currently the size is quite huge, so when we decrease on the size and this animation happen, they shouldn't affect the text that is above it. So let's further make that little bit of the refinement. So let's make a So now you've decreased on the size, and also when it comes to the animation, the elements are not interfering with the text that is above it. But what I've noticed is that now we've gone back to the previous animation where when animated, these cards are spreading out so much, and they are interfering with cards that are from the vault, and also the cards from the desk are interfering with the cards that are in the car box, from the car box. We need to avoid that. The animation needs to happen, but we need to ensure that it's an animation that does not affect elements from the vault. Do not really need to affect elements from the desk and element we are going to do that. Also, you can further decrease on the size of the cards, rather the height of the cards. You can further decrease on the height of the cards to ensure that when they spread out, they do not affect each other, but they still have that kind of animation, which is quite good and desirable. So let's go here. We're going to call it card UI animations. So we can look at further animations because they can save us, and maybe we can get an overview of the particular animations that we
just a blur of white. We on the roof, we on the whole damn night. You look so good in the silver light. Everything's fast, but we are doing it right. Forget the rest, they're watching from the side. Hop in the flow, enjoy the crazy ride. My skin is salt, your breath is on my neck. Giving you more than you could ever expect. What you expect. Higher than the moon, spinning in the room. Don't let go of me. This is where we're free. Don't breathe, let go. Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat.
So let's take this screenshot.
Feel the current when our bodies touch. Under the stars, it never is too much. City pulses beating in our feet. Moving so smooth, turning up the heat. Just like that. Under the sky, keep it moving smooth. So smooth. The current.
So now with the current animation, it slightly covers the text that is above it, which is the shareable locations text, which we wouldn't want. So now I want you to look at the reference image that I've attached and its layout. So we can have that kind of animation where the layouts are quite in the same kind of line, but they are coming from the back, and they are changing and shifting and changing and shifting and changing and shifting. So that would even make it much more better and make a better animation. Can we make that? But we need to ensure that when these animations are playing out, they do not affect the text that are above this particular card. So that means even if it is necessary to further decrease on the height of the cards slightly a bit, that would be fine. But also look at the reference image that I've given you and how the cards are stacked out, and ensure that this animation maybe can happen when elements are being pushed to the like the cards are shown just in that kind of sequence, when their sizes keep on decreasing in the back. So they will be going in the back and coming back, go on expanding and contracting, but in that kind of style. So that means when the cards are laid out from the front, they are going to be the exact size, and then as they go in the back, they are making that kind of triangular kind of style as the sizes of the cards in the back are getting smaller. Look at the reference image because it will show you that layout, and maybe we can animate that, which could be much more better. So let's add this and send that, and we'll make a further refinement to this. So let's wait for this one to be effective. It is just perfect the way we wanted it. It's perfect the way we wanted it. It's great. Now the animation is perfect. It is just perfect. What we are going to do, we are going to now in the layers of the animation, I see 3 cards under each of the elements. You are going to add a 4th card, which is quite smaller, the last one. You are also going to ensure that when it comes to the icons of these cards in the vault, the icon and the text, which is the vault, and the icon in the desk, and the desk, which is the text, and also the icon in the car box and its text. You're going to move them and align them in the center. You're going to move them and aligning them in the center from the right to the left. So make those further changes to this screen. Make those refinements. We wanted something that is quite appealing to the users. We want them to feel that knowledge of understanding that now everything is right, and they get to see what they are going to pay for, what they are getting with the pro features. What are they truly going to get? It's a very good element to prepare what it is to come. This is quite amazing. I love the cards. They look perfect. They look perfect. I think what we are going to change, the colors of the cards that are beneath to be brighter colors, which is going to make it even much more appealing when it comes to these elements.
Check the frequency. 1 2 1 2. Gray slabs trap the heat. Boots crunch on broken glass bits. Keep the mind sharp, cold blade style. Scavengers hunt where the metal pipes rouse. Industry vultures circling the block. Our main tree vultures circling the block. I maintain a stance, feet planted deep. Brick walls talk, but I don't listen. Mathematics of the gutter, calculate the risk. Sharp focus in the blurry zone. Hold the vision tight, don't let it slip. Timberland prints in the slushy suit. Mental fortress, doors bolted shut. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Watching the hawks.
So it's already done. Now, for these particular cards, I want you to refine the colors of the cards that are beneath the cards that are in front. The colors of the cards that are in front are quite fine, but for the colors that are beneath, we need to use bright colors like blue, lime green, and other bright colors, so that when they expand out, they are quite visible. We want to use some other bright colors for these cards, so that when they expand, they are quite visible and revealing, given that we have that animation where they spread out. So instead of using dull colors like gray, we need to change and white, we need to change the cards that are beneath to be quite of bright colors and revealing, and a mixture of those is going to make it these cards even look much more better and fine.
Look, answers grit watching through the grind. Watch ancestors watching through grime. I manifest the truth one bar at a time. Dismantle the lies with a surgical strike. This is the life that the warriors like. Warriors. Stay focused. Yeah. Maintain the science.
So let's refine these colors, and from there we're going to proceed to the next screen. Subscribe, please, and subscribe to the channel and keep us even much more accountable in this process. But I believe most importantly, we are going to keep on learning, evolving, because this is a journey, and for any journey you want to ensure that each and everything is laid out very well the way you would want it. I believe that is quite good when it comes to the cards. It's perfect. Let's go to the next screen, which is the trial screen. So far we've worked on all of these screens. I believe these two screens are the ones that we are going to work on in the next stream, because they will require us to first of all get samples of highly converting screens, which is quite very important. But also we are going to introduce a new spec that we are going to use when generating these screens, so that we can be able to have a much more better layout for these particular screens, because currently when you look at what we have in this sample, it's quite basic. But I want us to get so these are samples of highly, I can say, converting screens. So this is a trial screen which is quite a highly converting according to what has been laid out. Also, these others are highly converting, so we can look at these screens that are quite good, but we can also look at the super recommended ones, screens that are quite good. When you are creating these screens, when it comes to the paywall screens, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. You can also look at apps that have quite had an element where they are converting very well, and we can go to apps like this one. Let's look at it. It's quite simple, and so our trial screen could look like this. It's highly converting. It's simple, but it's highly converting. So we can get something like this, screenshot it. So we go to Carl AI paywall screen. It's a highly converting app, so we can look at that.
I found that old photograph in a shoebox. The edge is afraid and the color is fading, but I see the way you were looking at me. We were just kids trying to build a kingdom on a foundation.
And look at their screenshot, because it's quite good and highly converting.
It wasn't perfect, but it was our truth, and I wouldn't trade a single heavy day for a lifetime of easy grace. I still feel the way you held me, like a soft fire against the winter sky.
These are the ones that we are getting.
We had to let it go to find our soul.
I wanted to view their
Beauty in the things we knew. Just a simple magic of loving you. You taught me how to take a breath when the world
in this screen, which is
frozen in.
something that I can copy here.
Hand in hand, learning that growth is a quiet kind of pain.
And also go back and look at others which can
Come to
and look at others. I can also get this.
Against the winter skies, we had to let it go to find our soul. Now I see beauty in the things we knew. Just a simple magic of loving you.
Which can work for
These times are only that river
the payment screen itself.
still for the feel of tiger. We lessons I learn, the air I breathe. Thank you for the part when you play.
So what we want to change these normal screens that we have. This one is our payment screen, which is quite appealing, but you also have to ensure that this screen is also good. Let's go back. If it gets to load, we shall also take a screenshot from it, which is quite good. Let's so this is a trial.
We move, always up, always up. Body move, no stopping, higher. We move, always up, always up.
So let's first of all remove this element. We're going to screenshot that and try to transform our trial screen. At least we work on the samples of the trial screens. I'm going to call upon the people who have not yet subscribed to please subscribe and get to join our purpose-driven family. First of all, we want to hit So I think we are not able to get this. What we are going to do, we are going to screenshot it from here, because when I expand it, I'm not able to get it very well. Let's screenshot it from here. Now what we have, we currently have these, we have these screens. I want to get to view them so that I can make a choice when it comes to this is what we have. We also have this one. I think I'm going to go with this one.
Baby, tell me your last price. I see the way you move for this song. Market people, they shout my name, but I only see your face, my lady.
Well, let me first expand it and see the instructions that I'm going to give.
Your matter don't occupy my my skin. I carry my load, I carry my bag. Then I see for the shade. Silk dress yellow like ripe plantain. Don't even look my
So let's
I stand there like pressing well lost. I forget waiting.
so now we are going to refine the trial screen, which is screen number 23.
I see the way you move for this song. Market people they shout my name more, but I only see your face, my lady. Only you. Make we bargain, make we talk. Talk to me. Your matter don't occupy my head, oh. Mama said I say customer come. I know you're waiting, she talk.
So this is the trial screen. I want you to look at the layout of elements on the reference screen that I've attached, and ensure that we clone that exact look when it comes to our trial screen. So what we are going to have in terms of the pricing for this, so users will get access to a trial which is for 7 days, and then after they can pay $12.99 for the monthly fee.
Just talk to me. Lagos market too loud, but your voice be like song. Last price, last price. Yeah.
So now let's continue to work on this particular request and realign it using the master prompt structure that we have in our master prompt document that I've referenced.
Planet firm where the pavement meets the spirit. Ancestral rhythm is the only way I hear it. My posture is a geometry of ancient cedar. Internal climate shifting like a heavy-handed leader. The rain is just a lecture for the thirsty. I manifest the mercy when the sky gets murky. Gravity.
And so now for these 3 documents that I've referenced, ensure that for the refinements that you are going to make on this screen, each and everything that you are going to refine, it follows the rules and that are laid out in these 3 particular documents. So I need to be able to view these documents reference effectively well in terms of the guidelines that are in it in the implementation plan. Provide me with the implementation plan. I'm going to look at it, and if it is set out, we can be able to proceed to make these refinements to our trial screen. So let's given that we've attached the reference, let's make that little bit of the refinement. I'm going to call upon the people who have not yet subscribed. You should subscribe and join this journey. It's a place where we are generating different kinds of app, and most importantly, we are going to launch these apps on the store to generate real revenue from them. So what I wanted to do something that you can be able to view effectively well as I do it, but most importantly for you to get a sense of how these tools can be vibe coded using the tools that we have. I'm currently using Google Anti-Gravity to vibe code this one, and for the tech stack I'm using React Native with Export to build this one out, and I plan to use Firebase for the back end, which is my preferable option when working on server-side functions. If you love the content, please subscribe, and let's continue to work on these ones.
Siente el impulso de llegar.
So let's proceed. The implementation plan has been drafted. Let's proceed with working on these ones.
Lo que tanto buscamos. Me gusta cómo vibra esta realidad. Mirando al frente con seguridad. No hace falta duda que el ritmo nos guíe. Buscando la gloria que el mundo envidie. Mis pasos firmes, toco la grandeza. Esta es la meta que tengo en la cabeza. Lo logré. Si lo logré ya.
So when it comes to
Siente el impulso de
the payment screens, these are very important because what you are playing with mostly, you want to
arde nuestro ser. Subiendo
work
nada que temer.
to gear up the psychology of this person. Given that you've prepared them for the previous screens, the reason that's why we have a lengthy onboarding screen is to prepare users for exactly these two screens, the trial screen, and if you are not having let's say the trial screen, you are having a hard paywall for the hard paywall screen. Those are very, very important screens in this particular app. So you want to prep these users, you want to prep them for these particular screens. Given that you have a lengthy onboarding process, you need to ensure that you psychologically tweak the previous screens to prepare them so that when they come on this particular screen, they are able to make an informed decision. If they are maybe on the trial screen or maybe on the hard paywall screen, but also on this particular screen, there should be elements that are quite so it has set the screen up very well. So it's quite
No me detengas. El ritmo baja, los sintetizadores
including
así mismo sigue subiendo fuerte, tan fuerte.
the information that we want, which is quite good. So what I wanted to for these elements to be quite visible. So let's make a further refinement. Remember, this is what we gave in as our sample screen. But for the sample screens, all the elements are visible. The lower elements which are on the pop-up are visible, but also all the upper elements are visible. So we need to work on that. Now, when it comes to the screenshot that I provided, I'm going to further reprovide it. All the elements on the screen were visible. The layout elements which are on the huge screen, they were all visible. Elements that are below the text here is how the free trial works. They were all visible, but also the elements in the pop-up were all quite visible. I'm going to reattach the screenshots so that you see that these elements are all visible without even scrolling below for the screen that is below, which is not the pop-up. You need to configure this so that the spaces in between the elements that are on our main screen, which has the elements, the header text here is how it works, and the processes like today, 5 days and 7 days. You need to configure that all those elements are quite visible together with this pop-up without scrolling. So let me reattach the screenshot. You look at it and then you work on that particular refinement.
Chest of a haunted man. Salute the survivor. The war is quiet, but the
And so let's work on that element, because when I looked at it,
no surrender in the middle of the luxury. Never fold. I own the demons that used to own me. Now they work the door at the party. The war never ends. It just gets more expensive. Sign the check. Be good.
So let's continue. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and support me that way. It is very good when you subscribe, you support me in a much more better way to have the zeal and the tenacity and the resilience to continue working on this beautiful journey to hit $500 just from vibe coded apps. I believe it's something that we are going to hit, and we are even going to make much more, because our focus is first of all to make apps that are really valuable, but also to showcase the various elements that you use when you're working on certain screens, which is quite very important. So currently we are working on this trial screen, which is part of the payment screens. The kind of psychology that you use when you're working on payment screens is different. Actually, it is very important that you give them time when you're working on them. So there's a document that I'm going to get from my downloads. First of all, I'm going to paste it here and recopy it. And paste it here. So we are having quite an amazing layout. Which is good.
Sonido de estática de vinilo y un bombo pesado. Sí, es el momento. Yeah. Desde el asfalto hasta la cima. Nací entre bloques de cemento gris. Masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. Masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. No pedí permiso.
So which is good. So what we are going to do, first of all, what we are going to change here. So now the elements are fitting on the screen, but when it comes to the colors of the purple elements, we are going to turn them to black. So that means all the elements that have color purple, we are going to turn them to black, but also we need to ensure that the elements that are above do not interfere with the buttons below them. That is quite good. So currently, when it comes to the free button, which has texts free and 7-day trial below it, it is currently in the same space where some of the elements and the texts that are below the element in the 7 days are. So those elements and the text are interfering with the button itself. We need to ensure that the button is set out and that these texts are not interfering with it. So that means when it comes to the text design, your trial experience, you can further clamp down on that. Also, for your further thinking, I'm going to share a very new document. This document is very good in terms of giving concrete specifications of how we can design screens, and I want to apply its logic first of all on this particular trial screen. Look at the elements and that it talks about how things are supposed to be laid out, and ensure that in the organization of the elements on our screen, they follow the rules that are in this document, which is the follows the peak rule of design.
We only look at the sky. Burn like fire, no be beams. Everything set, we dey win. Lift your hands, touch the top. Feel the heat, never stop. Chop life, giant, we don't arrive. Love drum, make we come alive.
So let's get this document and put it.
Money talk, we know they cap. Shake way for heart, we the top. Best
Currently, it's not being referenced.
feeling always last.
It's called peak. Yes. Sorry. Let's
Burn like fire,
remove these.
everything set, we dey win.
I think we are going to reference it here.
Feel the heat, never stop. Chop life, giant, we don't arrive. Love drum, make we come alive. Love drum, make we come alive. Alive, make we come alive.
Let's continue.
We be stoned.
We want our agent to look at that document and
King of the street on the throne. We body high.
be able to understand it effectively well. So that we can fully design out something that is quite good.
Everything soft and step in the place, energy high. All the levels don't change. No more looking back at ground. We only look at the sky. Burn like a flame, stay bright. Everything clear, we see light. Lift your hands, touch the top. Feel the heat, never stop. Chop life, we don't arrive. Long drum, make we come alive. Whoa, long drum.
So let's look at the research. The agent is looking at this particular screen and it's making the changes that we want on this screen.
We move fast. Make this feeling always last.
So let's go back. which is quite simple. The layout is
Nothing break us, we be stone. King of the night on the throne. Higher, higher, we dey grow. Higher, higher, we dey go.
which is quite good. Let's go back to our image and look at how it was set up. So this is what we have, which is good. But remember the screenshot that we wanted to effectively and its setup was this. Which is quite well, I can say it's a bit different from what we wanted, our kind of free trial, what we would want for the free trial. It would be to have different kinds of nudges that we can add to this particular screen, but for now we can leave it like that and proceed to this. Which is the step 24. So that means when we come to this screen, which is the only free screen, we can ensure that we have this style. Let's go back to
like water for the mountain. See as they flow. The fire start to burn deep inside.
to this one and look at it.
The tables start to turn for my side. I'ma see my levels now. Joy come like morning sun. Yeah. We the chop life every day.
And so this means that we could have so I'm thinking how we are going to design it, because we have this but definitely what we want to first of all show is this particular screen that we are going to work on, which is the hard paywall. And if the hard paywall doesn't convert, and the users maybe they cancel that out, so that means they can be able to get access to the trial. We wouldn't want them to first of all get access to a trial, but they can just get access to a trial maybe if they are less interested in the hardware payment. So let's work on this one. So now when it comes to the trial screen, or rather the pricing screen, we are going to make this kind of refinement and setup. What we are going to have, I'm attaching a new screen, which is going to be our hard paywall. So when we are coming from the previous screen to our pricing screen, we are supposed to view this hard paywall screen. I've attached the reference image here. That is what we are supposed to see. If let's say the user is not convinced with the hard paywall and they want to opt out and they cancel this screen up, that is when they are going to be able to view the trial screen, given that for the elements of the trial screens are already set up in the current pricing screen. That means you are going to create another screen, which is the trial screen, and for the new elements of the hard paywall, we are going to place them in the current pricing screen, and you are going to shift all the you are going to shift the code for the trial logic that is in the current pricing screen to the new trial screen. So users only get access to the trial screen after they have opted out of the hard paywall. So that is what we are going to work on. So I want you to look at this particular peak end framework that I've generated. It is very much important that when it comes to our trial screens and for the hard paywall screens, we need to add the elements that are emphasized fully in this framework. As a senior UI designer, first of all, I want you to look at each and every element that is in this framework that is supposed to be followed, and you follow that as you are designing this particular screen that you are going to put in the pricing screen and for the trial screen. The code that you're going to shift that is in the current pricing screen, that you're going to shift from there to the pricing screen. So now when it comes to the rules that are set out in these documents, ensure that for consistency, you adhere to these rules as you are creating the plan for executing this particular request. Restructure the implementation plan for this request using the prompt structure that you have in the master prompt layout that is in the master prompt document that I'm also referencing. Give it to me, I'm going to review it, and then we make the refinements.
Masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. No pedí permiso para entrar al juego. Cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuerza. Caminando sobre el vidrio roto del barrio. Sin monedas pero con el hambre intacta. Miraba hacia arriba, buscando el sol. Mientras mis botas lanzadas como cimiento. Construyendo mi imperio sobre suelo inestable. La calle no perdona al que duda. Aquí la debilidad se paga con silencio. Con silencio. Subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo sin mirar atrás, haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba, lo domino. Esto es matemática pura y sudor frío. Cada puerta cerrada fue un impulso nuevo, un motor rugiendo en mi pecho vacío. Me dijeron que no llegaría lejos, ahora ven mi sombra cubriendo su bloque. No uso joyas para brillar en la sombra, mi valor se mide en golpes aguantados. Soy el arquitecto de mi propio destino, transformando el veneno en medicina amarga. Subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo sin mirar atrás, haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba. Mírame ahora, firme en la cumbre. El aire es fino pero respiro victoria. No olvide el sabor de la escasez. Eso es lo que mantiene mi fuego vivo. Respeto ganado con sangre y rimas, sin vender el alma al mejor postor. Soy el ejemplo de la voluntad inmensa, el que convirtió el muro en puente, pisando fuerte sobre la envidia ajena.
So let's continue.
En los callejones viejos hice la caída un salto eterno, y del fracaso mi mayor trofeo. El ritmo se filtra y queda solo el bajo. Resiliencia pura, desde el barro hasta el trono. Nunca parar. Cicatrices de oro. Final abrupto con golpe de caja.
Let's retry it.
Check the frequency. Ride too long. 1, 2, 1, 2. Planet firm where the pavement meets the spirit. Ancestral rhythm is the only way I hear it. My posture is a geometry.
So let's continue to retry.
The rain is just a lecture for the thirsty.
And see if it's
when the sky gets murky. Gravity is a strategy to test my marrow. Keeping the vision focused and the path narrow. I don't bend for the trend or the gale. My skin is like a scale or a suit of mail. The mathematics of the sap rising in the trunk, drowning out the junk in the rhythmic funk. Hold steady. My foundation is a sovereign state of mind, leaving every bitter winner far behind.
So let's retry and see.
Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weather in the season till the fruit is right. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. The calendar is just a circle of survival. Each fallen leaf marks a brand new arrival. I shed the ego like the bark on the birch. Finding the truth without a steeple or a church. The wind is a critic, but the roots are fat. Keeping my integrity and my soul intact. My canopy is wide, catching every vibration. A natural liberation for a tired nation. I calculate the patience in the rings of the wood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. Doing what I should, exactly where I stood. No shortcuts to the summit of the canopy. The sky is the only thing that can
Going to pan out. Remember, we are trying to change our current pricing from a soft paywall to a hard paywall, and then only and only when the users never opt out of the hard paywall, that's when they will be able to see the current soft paywall. To me, that's a good layer of things. It's a good layout of things. So let's see how it's going to turn out and evolve. So this is our current and soft paywall, which has a trial for 7 days. But we wanted users to only see that when they have at least first access the hard paywall, which to me is a very good layer. You would want to take them in phases. It's good, but sometimes what you're going to have is only maybe the trial with after the trial, maybe users being able to pay for monthly fee, or you put a weekly fee and then an annual fee, where users are psychologically going to prefer to opt for the annual fee because the weekly fee is going to be kind of expensive and the annual fee is going to be favorable. So it depends on what you suggest, but that also comes with your preferences. And the other thing that I would prefer, it's not a one-way thing. You're going to test out different kinds of paywalls as you are working on a certain app, and that is going to give you confidence on how a certain paywall works based on its results. So this is not the conclusive one. You can be able to test out others, but at least you need to have somewhere to start from. You need to have one that you start with, and after you check its results, if it's converting, then you can get to see how you can test out other ideas in terms of paywalls that you have. It's not really converting the way you want, then you can get maybe references from other paywalls that have been set up, and you can also test them and see how they perform. So it's a trial and error process when it comes to paywalls, but there are paywalls that have been converted, rather confirmed to convert. So if at least you have that kind of knowledge, it helps a lot, quite a lot. So let's continue. Let's proceed. Let's proceed to shift this from the current paywall and shift it to the next one.
Just a number on the page, blood soaked in the dirt, sweet fruit from the struggle. I'm floating on the truth. Reality starts to shift. The archives keep me numb. The past is a heavy coat. Wear it like a shield. Walking through the dark. Knowledge is the only weapon. They can't lock the mind, even if they cage the body. Stay free. Roots deep in the mud, branches touching the sky. So high. Know yourself, feel the weight. Knowledge is the way.
And so let's wait for these ones to be set out. So let's go to a lower version.
Now the drums hit different, syncopated like the pain. Read a book, bought a vest. Spirit tough as iron, spirit tough as iron. Teaching the block to breathe. Resilience in the DA need. In the code. No more running from it, facing every single ghost. Success is a lonely hill, but I brought the whole tribe. Education is the fire, burn the lies away. Simple truth, heavy bass. Keep the movement steady, never forget the source. Roots deep in the mud, branches touching the sky. Know yourself, feel the way. Knowledge is the way out.
So let's continue.
Armor made of history, shielding from the storm. Ancestors in the smoke, watching while I climb. They watching, know the code. Deep roots, don't forget. Don't forget.
So let's proceed.
I follow my own leg. No be person lead me go. Like water for the mountain. Like water for the mountain, yeah. See as I dey flow. The fire start to burn deep inside. The tables start to turn from my side. Almost see my levels now.
So a new trial screen has been added.
We dey chop life every day. My race, I don't win, I'm a winner.
It's still making further refinements. We shall wait for them to
But my spirit
pan out and
strong. I carry my own load. Now I know where I belong. Oh, the fire starts to burn deep inside. The tables start to turn from my side. Almost see my levels now. Joy come like morning sun. We dey chop life every day. My race, I don't win, I'm a winner. Oh, I find my way. Sweet life every day.
so
No more walking for the dark.
let me recheck these screens. So this is our onboarding process. These are the screens that we've already created.
Everything's soft now. Everything's said.
Let's continue.
The price of peace. Custom armor hidden under the ostrich skin coat. Front lines in the lobby of the Plaza Hotel. Mental state like a cracked marble floor. Walking over glass and $6,000 loafers. Watch your step. Grenades hidden in the gifted bags from Paris. Artillery strikes hitting the penthouse balcony. Survival is the only brand I truly wear. Stains on the silk that never come out. Clean it up. A massacre happened in the master suite. I just bought a new house to forget. Heavy head resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning. Managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax on the crown. Victory tastes like cold iron and vintage wine.
So this is what we have.
Sipping aged scotch to drown the sirens. Body count is high in the mental ledger. Check the math. Check the math. bitterness in a copper pot. Served it cold to the ghosts in the cellar. Every nightmare bought a new acre of land. Iron in the blood, but platinum on the neck. Heavyweight. A general of a ghost battalion suits. The interior is red like the
So now when it comes to our pricing screen, it is set out very well, but what you are going to do, you're going to make these particular refinements.
managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax on the crown. Victory tastes like cold
When it comes to our pricing screen, you're going to make these particular changes. First of all, you're going to, when it comes to the yearly pricing card, you are slightly going to decrease on its height. You're going to decrease on its height. And also, you're going to ensure that currently, when it comes to the weekly card is interfering with the text that is below it, which is the no commitment, cancel anytime text. So that text has to be below, and the weekly card has to be above it without interference. Can you please ensure that you fix that little bit about the screen? And for the rest of the elements, maintain them as they are. So let's just make this little bit of a refinement. So we are going to ensure that when it comes to the text, no commitment, cancel anytime, we are just going to slightly move it below. And for the height of the weekly card and height of the yearly card, we need to ensure that they are relatively the same. This is going to ensure that we have balance of these cards, and they are going to look even much more better. So that is what we should refine slightly on this screen. Currently, what we need to do is when it comes to the review card, we are going to decrease on the height of the review card, which means when it comes to this review, the review should only have 2 sentences instead of 3 sentences that it has currently. So that means we are going to slightly decrease on the height of that card, and with that will ensure that we push the weekly card a bit up, because currently it is still interfering with the text no commitment, cancel anytime. So that means the text no commitment, cancel anytime is just slightly going to be pushed below, then the weekly card is going to be pushed up, and then we're also going to decrease on the review card. So those are the changes that we're going to make those changes as a UI designer to ensure that these elements fit on this screen without interfering with each other. So let's work on that.
al bailar. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Tus manos bajan, me acerco a tu piel. Esta es la parte que más me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el
I think this is set out very well. So for today we are going to end here. Tomorrow we are going to add on some other elements. I want to thank the people who have been watching up to this time, and thank you for the subscriptions. See you in the next stream.